When one version of you is leading, the rest of you actually gets to rest. They don't need to fight for airtime in your head. They don't need to explain themselves. If Netflix Scrunchie Mom is in charge, CEO you can wait until morning. If emotionally patient mom is leading, household manager mom doesn't need to hover and check the clock. Just let them step back. Not because they're bad, not because they're wrong, but because it's not their turn right now. You're not failing by not being all things at once. You are resourcing yourself wisely by choosing. Welcome to the Choose Better Thoughts podcast. I'm Amanda Doyle, certified life and leadership coach, here to help high-achieving women use practical mindset tools to live your complex life with more ease. Each week, you'll learn how to lead with more confidence at work, stay regulated and present in parenting, and actually enjoy the life that you've worked so hard to build. So pop in your earbuds and let's do some coaching. You know that feeling when your brain is trying to parent and lead a meeting and wants to binge Netflix all at once? Me too. And what I have realized is I'm not just one version of me. I'm a whole cast of characters. There's the one who handles logistics like a boss, the one who speaks in a soft voice and listens for a living, the one in fuzzy socks who refuses to wear a bra, the one who stays out too late dancing and reminds me that I'm still alive. And when I try to be all of these different characters at once, or I subconsciously expect myself to be all of them even in one day, I tend to short circuit. So this episode is about what happens when we actually take the time to name our roles and honor them and choose on purpose who is leading the moment that we're in. Because honestly, I am so done with balancing it all. I want to direct it. I want to use clarity and I want just one leading role at a time. So I'm going to introduce you into my cast, and then I am so curious to meet your cast. So as I share some of my cast characters with you, I invite you to start daydreaming. Who are the different versions of you that show up across a week? And I want to invite you to play with this idea. What if you started actually naming the different roles that you so naturally slip into? Not to judge them or rank them or get exasperated that you're playing so many roles, but to actually honor them. I actually look at my roles with fascination. So I'm going to share mine now, and maybe while I talk, you can start identifying a few of your own. First up is household manager mom. She moves through the house like a general. She has to-do lists and she has an AirPod in and she thrives on order and label makers and doing 6 things before breakfast. She's the one who makes sure we don't run out of toilet paper or forget pajama day. Maybe you have your own version of her. Maybe she shows up with a calendar and a tight ponytail and is just like, let's get this done. My second character is emotionally present mom. She's the mom who kneels down and she makes eye contact and she says, tell me what you are feeling. She's super tuned in. She's really regulated. She's really grounded. And she says things like, you're allowed to feel that. And she actually means it. You might feel her come out when you're parenting from your values instead of your schedule. She's the one who reminds you that connection is the real goal. Next up for me is Netflix Scrunchie Mom. She wears the softest clothes and she has absolutely nothing to prove. She does not want to discuss anyone's feelings. She just wants legal dramas and snacks. She is not available for productivity right now. You might recognize her if you've ever thought, oh, I just need to turn my brain off while climbing under a blanket. And then finally, there's all night dancing mom. This one is a recent plot twist because until a couple of years ago, I thought my all night dancing days were a thing of the past. But honestly, I have gone out dancing more since becoming a mom than I did in college. She is playful with clothing. She is so silly. She laughs loud and she fully believes that dancing is a form of healing. She says yes to joy, yes to her girlfriends, yes to staying out too late on purpose. But now let's shift into business because that's its own little village, and I bet you have one too. First, there is CEO me. She comes very naturally. This version of me is focused and clear and decisive. She is allergic to chaos and she does not apologize for taking up space. She's not the warmest necessarily, but she is deeply trustworthy. She's the one who gets things done. Do you have a version of CEO you too? That part of you can handle the logistics, say no, protect your time. She might not be everyone's favorite all the time, but she gets it done. Then there's marketing me. She does not come as naturally. She's much more shy and unsure of herself, but she is creative and playful. She's courageous and experimental. And then there's Coach Me. She is listening on the edge of her seat to her clients. She's fascinated with everything. She believes nothing that isn't serving her clients and everything that is. No evidence required. She is infinitely open. And even Coach Me has a few flavors. Sometimes she's bold coach. She asks questions you're trying to avoid and speaks truth with a little bit of a sting. And sometimes she's the gentle coach, soothing and soft and creating an empty container for emotions. You might know these parts of you too when you show up as a guide, a leader, a truth teller, when someone you love needs support and you know exactly what to say. Now, here's the thing all of these roles, they're all me. And I bet you've got a full cast too. And maybe yours don't have cute names yet like mine, but I have promised that you've felt them. The one who keeps the household afloat, the one who dreams about something more, the one who's tired, the one who feels wildly alive. The goal actually isn't just to become one. It's to know who's in the room and to choose who gets to lead and when. So, who are your archetypes? Start noticing, start naming. They have wisdom and they have needs, and none of them are wrong. So here's what I've realized. It's not the number of roles that overwhelms me. It's the fact that we don't consciously choose who's running the show. We go from one thing to the next with school drop off, Zoom meeting, snack prep, therapy call, without really naming who we're being in any of it. So it all starts to blur together and feel overwhelming. And when all those versions show up at the same time, it gets really noisy and disorienting. It's like trying to be four people at once without giving any of them what they need. But when I started switching roles on purpose, something shifted. I stopped expecting emotionally patient mom to also get the house cleaned. I stopped resenting Netflix Scrunchie Mom for not being productive. I stopped dragging CEO me into my marketing time blocks, expecting her to be efficient and decisive. Instead, I began saying, okay, this is what I'm stepping into. This is who's needed right now. And it brings such a surprising amount of peace. Because here's the thing your nervous system craves clarity. Your brain wants to know, what are we doing here? What matters in this moment? And when we don't answer that question internally, our roles can start tripping over each other, and then no one is happy. But when you name who is leading and you give her full permission to show up, you start to feel more present, more aligned, more like yourself. So it's not about putting on a performance. It's not about being fake. It's about being deliberate. Efficient you has a purpose. Patient you has a gift. Scrunchy on the couch you is just as sacred. They're all valid and necessary, but none of them can lead all the time. And that is okay. The power isn't choosing the best version of yourself. It's in choosing on purpose who's needed in this moment and letting the rest step back without shame. Because when you do that, you stop fighting with yourself. You stop leaking energy and you actually start to feel like you're living your life versus just managing your life. So, how do you actually use these archetypes? Not just notice them, but actually let them support you instead of exhaust you. Let me walk you through a really simple rhythm I use in my own life. It's not exactly a formula, it's not rigid. It's just a gentle practice to help you feel more like you 1 second at a time. So, the first step we've been doing, name your cast. Start by noticing who already shows up throughout your day. Who's running the household on a busy Monday? Who comes out when you're on the floor with your kid trying to stay present? Who takes the mic at karaoke when the music is loud and the drinks are strong and you're out way too late? And who shows up when you finally collapse into the couch and you have snacks and no bra and the same show you've rewatched 3 times? You might already feel these versions of you without having named them yet. So, right now, just notice, who are the parts of you that show up most often? What do they believe? When do they thrive? What do they need? Create a name, a vibe, a flash of a vision, a moment of recognition. This is where it starts. And then step 2, choose who's leading. Before you shift into the next part of your day, pause just for a beat and ask, who do I want to lead right now? Not what should I do, not who do people expect, but which version of me is best equipped for this moment. And then finally, step 3, let the others take a step back without shame. Because here's the piece that most of us skip. When one version of you is leading, the rest of you actually gets to rest. They don't need to fight for airtime in your head. They don't need to explain themselves. If Netflix Scrunchie Mom is in charge, CEO you can wait until morning. If emotionally patient mom is leading, household manager mom doesn't need to hover and check the clock. Just let them step back. Not because they're bad, not because they're wrong, but because it's not their turn right now. You're not failing by not being all things at once. You are resourcing yourself wisely by choosing. So that's it. That's the practice. It's not rigid. It's not perfect. It's simple, but it's so powerful. Name who's here, choose who leads, and let the others rest, and notice the clarity and energy you gain. That's it for now. I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Choose Better Thoughts podcast. If this episode gave you a new perspective, please pass it on to a friend or leave a quick review. It helps so much. And if you're ready to go deeper, this is exactly the kind of work we do inside my coaching program. I offer weekly live coaching, access to my full self-coaching course, and daily motivation in an intimate community. You can learn more at choosebetterthoughts.com. Until next time, remember, you are already enough, and change gets to feel good. You've got this.